Well, Ignition for the firm is all about innovation. It's all about pushing our boundaries. It's all about setting new limits with our clients. And that's what GCIR is about as well. It's bringing people together that don't know what status quo is. It's about doing things differently. It's about pushing the envelope. It aligns perfectly with what we're all about. First, when we did start out, GCIR was a Rocky Mountain region conference. It has now grown nationally, and it is bringing in the best and the brightest and creative minds and investors from around the country to Denver to really help bring people together to collaborate on ideas, on changing what people think is the norm and really bringing different disruption to the market. So we've expanded GCIR from being a regional conference to a national conference, basically driven by the interest and the demand and the success year over year. The more the word gets out, the more people are involved, the more they see the opportunity to bring our investors and our creators together. Denver's just a great place to be, first and foremost, but more importantly, it's part of why Ignition Denver is here as well and is the flagship for the firm. It is an innovation hub. It had been a secret. I think the secret is out, but it is where people want to be. It's where we have top talent, we have top creativity, we have people that really want to be here and be part of a community that is very much unlike any other place in the country. The best part about it, and the thing I remember the most, is just the fact that people are coming together. The excitement when we bring presenters and we bring presenting companies to the table and we bring investors in there, watching the interaction, watching eyes light up, watching people see the opportunity for really changing the game in every market, in every industry, is to me the best part of the conference. One of the things that KPMG is incredibly focused on is innovation. It is really about changing the way we work with our clients. It's about changing the way we deliver services and solutions. And that's what GCIR is about as well. It's about really changing the way people work, the way people interact. It's bringing new and innovative solutions to a market that maybe people hadn't thought about before. It's about ways of looking at things that are the norm, that are in your day-to-day in a very different way. And that's what we're about as well. So it's a perfect alignment for KPMG and GCIR.
So KPMG has been a long-time supporter of growth companies, both from very early stage companies to large public companies. But one of our areas, our strategic areas of growth, is on growth companies, because clearly those will be the next large private or public companies of tomorrow. And so it's just an area that we're very passionate about and really want to continue to support. Growth capital in the Rockies is important to the Rocky Mountain region for several reasons. It showcases the region's most prominent growth companies, which is really exciting for investors who maybe haven't spent a lot of time here to see. We do have quite a few out-of-state investors who already invest in companies that are here in the Rocky Mountain region, but it's really exciting to see them all kind of come to one place and showcase their company and their story and their growth potential. This is just a well put on event that has a lot of personal touches that we work really hard on to make sure that the investors and the presenting companies feel special, because they are. There were some very successful relationships that were built that ultimately led to liquidity events, additional financings, recapitalizations, and so there was a lot of good things that came out of last year. We couldn't put on growth capital in the Rockies without our phenomenal sponsors. They've really been critical to helping us get all the right companies involved, the right investors, and just really been phenomenal in helping us prepare.
You know, it's really important for us to be involved in the Growth Capital in the Rockies Conference. It gives us an opportunity to reach out to our clients that are seeking investors to invest in their companies, and it gives us an opportunity to meet other companies that may be in need of our services as a local CPA firm, as well as KPMG services as a national CPA firm. We've been a sponsor of the Growth Capital in the Rockies Conference since inception, which has been 4 years now, and we're looking forward to continuing to be a sponsor into the future. You know, I think what stands out as far as this conference compared to other conferences is the collaboration that takes place. You've got a group of service providers that are coming together, from accountants, lawyers, bankers, really reaching out, not just in the Rocky Mountain region, but really across the nation now, bringing companies together that are seeking investor dollars, and then bringing some of the best investors across the country into one place uniformly to do business. It really is an exceptional opportunity. You know, since we've been involved from inception in this conference, I have a lot of really great memories, you know, from the first conference through last year. And I think the most significant things are when our clients and referral sources that are coming to this conference to present actually receive investor money. There really is something powerful about the happening of the investment that takes place in this conference. There's no doubt that my personal favorite part of the conference is just seeing everybody. Now that this has been the fourth year, there's reoccurring people that are coming back. We get to see them on an annual basis. The alumni that have presented historically get to come back to the conference, get to see those folks, how they utilize the funds they received, what they're doing, how they're growing up and moving forward, and then meeting new people. It's just a great networking opportunity. You know, the greatest success stories that I can point to are really around our clients receiving funding from investors, as well as the networking opportunity. And we actually have been able to solicit and access new clients through this process, which has been a win-win for us as well.
As this region has grown so much over the past, decades, that the need to attract, growth capital to fund more and more mature companies was a need that this region had. And so we were excited about that idea and partnered with KPMG to bring this conference to life. As part of, evolving from the venture capital conference, we also wanted to evolve in terms of style. And so that was part of the idea, to find, a more trendy location and have food trucks and sort of match more what our companies are doing, the companies that are in this region, and match more their sort of style.
ACM sees this as a great sponsorship opportunity. We love bringing together other professional service providers in the marketplace here in town and really collaborating together to highlight and represent the companies and clients that we have. I mean, Denver is such an entrepreneurial community, and we work so well together in a collegial environment. From accounting and law and banking, it just makes sense for us to all come together and spend joint resources to highlight the region that we have. GCR is so important because we have investment here, but we really want to highlight the national aspect of the quality of our investment. We want to bring those national investors, national PE firms in and show them all the great growing companies that we have here in the Rocky Mountain region. Yeah, last year was very successful from a conference standpoint and from our client standpoint. We were able to highlight some of our clients and they were able to finalize and complete transactions as a result of being up on stage and presenting their great ideas and their growth stories. And again, this year we have more clients up there that we know will hopefully be able to land a transaction and complete their financing as a result of it.
It's important for us at SVB to be involved with GCIR because of, I'd really give it a few factors. First is alignment of mission. So we are keenly focused on increasing our company's likelihood of success, and we think that plays perfectly into GCIR in terms of giving companies the opportunity to pitch to a national audience of investors that they typically may not get the access to. More broadly, we think it's great from a ecosystem perspective in terms of showcasing the great things going on here in the Denver area and Colorado more broadly to a national audience and getting that exposure. And lastly, I think it's really just gathering a group of like-minded people who have a growth mindset and who are trying to help companies locally expand their business and be more successful. So at SVB, we've been a sponsor of GCR since the beginning, and we're extremely proud of that. It's been great to work with Cooley and KPMG as hosts. We think they've done a fantastic job in terms of putting on the conference. We think this is shown through the quality of the companies that have presented throughout the year, this year being no different. And we're just really excited to continue our support in future years as well. I think the conference stands out from other conferences in the region, mainly due to the quality of the companies that we attract to present. I think that's really what drives interest from investors, from other third parties in terms of getting involved in the conference. And again, this year has been no different than the rest in terms of the great slate of companies, both local to Colorado, but also from the broader region that we brought to present. And I think it's also being really focused on companies that are meet certain criteria that we think investors will be interested in terms of their likelihood to need capital, those types of things. Just drives, kind of sets the stage for a successful conference in terms of what the investors are looking for. Denver's a great place to host a conference like this for a number of reasons. I think if you look at the number of new company formations in Colorado, continues to be very strong. There's a lot of companies scaling through the kind of the growth segment that have done great things. If you look at prior companies specifically that have presented at GCIR, it's a pretty impressive list of companies. And third, there's been an influx of talent from other companies building out offices and presence in Colorado, which we at SVB view as a kind of long-term driver of success in terms of bringing a lot of talent in the market. Should continue to drive growth and innovation here, and we think the conference just amplifies that dynamic. My favorite part of the conference is the company presentations. I think that's kind of why a lot of us get involved in the conference, is to support these companies and provide a platform for these investors to listen to the pitches. And I think it just is inspiring to see what companies are doing here locally in Colorado, as well as in the broader geographies that we source companies from. I think the hosts do a great job putting on the conference. The vibe, the kind of energy of the conference certainly fits with kind of the entrepreneurial innovation economy. We're not in a stuffy hotel ballroom. We're at a very cool location that I think people feed off that energy. In terms of success stories, I mean, there's numerous in terms of companies that have directly been impacted from their involvement in GCIR. Whether it's additional fundraising or exits, you look at the past companies that have presented, and a lot of them have gone on to raise large rounds of capital and do great things. And so I think as being part of the selection committee, we source companies that we think will benefit from this environment, and that investors will benefit from as well by seeing these companies. And I think doing a good job of marrying those two elements has resulted in a number of financings and relationships going forward.